Alrighty, so it's been a long time coming, but if you don't know, if you do Bellmoth on Hell difficulty, you can only use green units, and for whatever reason, the game hates making cleanse units that are green, so a lot of people default to having to use Zaneri as their debuff cleanser, so that way they can rank up in Bellmoth, and we have just gotten a new unit that actually works with Ellate, which is very surprising. I didn't even think about it until a friend of mine sent me a message showing me, a couple of different teams that he had come up with, and I just thought it was super cool. So we're going to use that today, just kind of give you a decent other option. Obviously, not a lot of people are summoning for Ellate, which, I mean, the goddess meta is sort of, starting to take hold a little bit if you wanted to grab Ellate, and you were already planning to. This is just an extra perk. I'm by no means telling you to go summon for Ellate because of this. The only other character that actually can cleanse at level 2 that is green is Elizabeth, but you cannot run Danafor Liz and Elizabeth in the same team, so it really didn't work to begin with. Let's hop into a Bellmoth really quickly, and we'll see what's going on. Also, as a quick side note, her passive is actually boosting Danafor Liz stats, which is pretty cool. So while we're in the lobby really quickly, I wanted to go over the team itself. The reason, if you're newer, if the reason why you want to use a cleanser unit is because of Thonar's passive, which actually makes it to where if you cleanse off a debuff, it will give you an attack-related stat increase. I think it also gives you a regular attack increase as well. Danafor Liz actually does have a Holy Relic now that increases your attack by 50%, which is a blue buff. I think it's only for your team, if I'm not mistaken, so you can take that into account a little bit, but the idea here is that you want to cleanse for Thonar's passive. I still use Zaneri because I like having her costume that gives me extra, cosmetic enhancement boxes, so just a little bit of min-maxing there. Obviously, there's better DPSs. You can use LR Escanor. You can use Zaratros. You can use, I think he is actually using Ghislaine here. Obviously, she's a seasonal sort of like collab character, so she's not really super accessible. But yeah, this is the team we're going to be hopping in. If you're new to the channel, by the way, feel free to subscribe. But yeah, I think Elate's going to be a much better option because not only is she going to be able to cleanse like Zaneri does, but she actually has a melee attack card instead of a ranged, which means she can actually do damage to the boss with her card if you need her to. Obviously, it's going to be kind of like a fallback. You're more than likely going to be relying on these two characters to actually deal damage, but at least you can do damage with her. Alrighty, so here we are. We're literally, I mean, it's going to play exactly like the Zaneri team does. It ranks up turn 1. You can use that to cleanse. That is going to let him use his rank up card, so we all have level 3s here. We can just use these, cards to gain our ultimate move gauge, and then he's going to toss a card out. I don't know exactly how much damage we're going to be doing, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get both of those ult gauge increase cards off, but at level 3, that will give me ultimate turn 2 if I get to use both of them. That was over half HP, so if I do the same, I'm not going to be able to get the second one off. It's okay, though. Just using that card, I'm one card away, which means that I can either use another Liz card or do whatever the case may be, to get my ultimates. Because my team relies on ult, but his team is obviously a little bit more damage based, so I think what I'm going to do is just throw that out, and then I'm just going to forget about getting Zaneri's ultimate, even though it is nice to have. You can see here, 221, actually not that bad. She's on an HP defense set. Obviously, I don't expect everybody to have like a UR gear set or anything for the character, especially if you're using her for something niche like this. I know, sometimes you don't want to build sets for characters that you don't get a whole lot of use out of. Completely understandable. I'm at the stage on my account where I just kind of build sets for characters out of convenience now because I have a lot of sets for my main units. But yeah, so now we have the Liz ultimate. We're pretty much good to go. I'll just let him do whatever he wants to do. Okay, he's gonna let me take the helm here. But anyways, I mean pretty standard stuff. You can see how it works. Obviously, it's nothing like super insane crazy, but the fact that we finally have a character that is technically not a seasonal unit. This Ellate is getting added to the SR tickets in the near future with the next update, and I don't know, who knows how many banners the character's actually going to be added to and how often you're actually going to be able to have a chance to pull for the unit, but Zaneri is seasonal. She is a Valentine's Day unit, so the odds of you being able to get her are a lot slimmer than being able to get Ellate. So if you summoned for her, that is just an extra use that you can use. She actually does have an attack card that you can deal damage with and not get patience, because if you don't know, Bellmoth gets he evades ranged cards. So Yeah, honestly, just a nice little replacement. It's been forever. In regular Bellmoth, people used Blue King for a long time, and once people started going up to Hell and figuring out all the stuff, it was basically just either have Zaneri or don't get level 3 cards. So it's very, very nice to see. Cocytus is also another interesting character that will cleanse your team only. So if you attack with him first, it'll cleanse. You'll gain the Thonar buffs and everything, but it won't cleanse off the other team, which is a big issue. So was really hoping that he would be like a really easy, free option if you were playing during the collab to sort of replace Zaneri, but unfortunately it didn't cleanse off both teams. So I guess it is what it is. There's still some really cool stuff that you can kind of mess around with Cocytus, but realistically, there's, the people tend to use what is most popular or what is convenient. So yeah, I don't really see people using Cocytus in the long run, but hey, Ellate is here. Zaneri doesn't necessarily have to be your go-to unit anymore. So thanks so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Feel free to subscribe if you haven't already. I don't know. Let me know if you have any cool video ideas or something, because we're kind of chilling until the festival comes out. But that's it from me. So I will see you tomorrow.